Hello everyone, and this is the $6 billion team, and today we are discuss marketing channels in chapter 12. We will take a look at part 1, what is the supply chain. So TX Milk is one of the largest dairy product manufacturer in Vietnam. First, it produces fresh milk from its cows and purchases some raw material, then it starts productions, and finally sell products in its other store, supermarkets, and the convenience store. Those who are involved in providing raw materials and manufacturing are on the upstream side of the supply chain, and those on the downstream side are the marketing channels. Nowadays, most large companies tend to build and engage in a value deliveries network between the suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and customer to improve the value creations and delivery to the customer. Marketing channels or distribution channel aims for making products or services available to customer choosing distributors is important since it tends to be the long-term commitments to other firms and it can affect other marketing position. Although letting the channel member do the selling may not be as considered as selling products on your own, and it can save a large amount of money, effort, and time for bringing your product to a wider network of the customer and increasing the availability of the product. For beverage companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, you can buy a small number of the products only in retail store and supermarkets. For beverage companies like channel member help the company to complete the transaction and fulfill the completed transaction one or now. Although the company can do this work, choosing the somebody who can better job is the best decision for the company. Channel levels is the layer of one or more intermediaries that take part in delivering product and ownership to consumer. Because producers and consumers are involved in the process, they are also part of any channels. Here is the consumer and business marketing channels. As you can see, they are pretty similar. The channel trees, but the figures aren't very common because it's more the complex in controlling the performance of the sellers and the product price. Organizations in channels are linked to each other by some the certain type of law, which make the channels even more complex. Unless the channel members work well with each other, the business might go bad thinking of what will happen if the Nestle coffee supplier or is the intermediaries cannot run smoothly. Most of the time, companies tend to focus on the sovereign benefits. This is one of the many reasons that lead to the channel conflict. It can be either horizontal conflict or vertical conflict. A vertical marketing system can the BMS consist of the producer, wholesaler, and retailer acting as a unified system of recovery VMS that combine the productions and distribution under single ownership. The contextual PMS connects independent firms at different levels of the productions and distribution through the contracts to obtain more the economies and solve the impact than each other could achieve along easier to understand. That is almost like a franchise organizations. Administer VMS contact independent firm to work under the impact of one with the most powerful. Example, Walmart. Most small businesses cannot even try to learn to run a business shirt in such a manner. The horizontal marketing system is the channel arrangement in which the companies at one level cooperate to follow new marketing opportunity. Example, Johnson Johnson and Google, whereby the two have joined hands with the intention of creating a robotic assisted surgical platform. A distribution system is basically a single firm setting up two or more marketing channels to reach one or more the customer segment. The digital age has an impact on the marketing, which leads to the disintermediations. So this the intermediations means the eliminating marketing channel intermediaries by product or services or producers or replacement of the traditional seller with the new type of the intermediaries.
Coming to objective 3, the channel design decision. We now look at several channel design decisions manufacturers face. In designing marketing channels, manufacturers struggle between what is ideal and what is practical. For maximum effectiveness, channel analysis and decision making should be more purposeful. Marketing channel designs call for analyzing consumer needs, setting channel objectives, identifying major channel alternatives, and evaluating the alternative. The first is analyzing consumer needs. As we mentioned, marketing channels are part of the overall customer value delivery network. Each channel member and level adds value for the customer. Thus, designing the marketing channel starts with finding out what target customer want from the channel. Do consumers want to buy nearby, or are they willing to travel to the center? Would consumers rather buy in person, by phone, or online shopping? Providing the fastest delivery, the greatest assortment, and the most services may not be possible, practical, or desired. The company and its channel members may not have the resources and skill needed to provide all of these services. Also, higher level of service results in higher cost of the channel and higher price for a consumer. The success of modern discount retailing shows that consumers often accept lower service level in exchange for lower price. For example, the Walmart typically comes in the last place among all grocery merchants in the consumer reports rating of customer satisfaction and shopping experience. However, it controls 24% of the U.S. total grocery business. Companies should state their marketing channel objective in terms of targeted level of customer service. The company should decide which segment to serve and the best channels to use in each case. In each segment, the company wants to minimize the total channel cost of meeting customer service requirements. The company channel objectives are also influenced by the nature of the company, its product, its marketing intermediaries, its competitors, and the environment. For example, the company size and financial situation determine which marketing functions it can handle itself and which it must give to the intermediaries. Environmental factors such as economic conditions and legal constraints may also affect the channel objectives and design. When the company has defined its channel objective, it should next identify its major channel alternative in terms of the types of intermediaries, the number of intermediaries, and the responsibilities of each channel member. A firm should identify the types of channel members available to carry out its channel work. Using many types of reseller in the channel provides both benefits and drawbacks. For example, by selling through retailers and value-added reseller in addition to its own direct channels, it can reach more and different kinds of buyers. However, these are more difficult to manage and control. In addition, the direct and indirect channels compete each other for many of the same customer, causing potential conflict. Companies must also determine the number of channel members to use at each level. Three strategies are available: intensive distribution, exclusive distribution, and selective distribution. Producers of convenient products and common raw materials typically seek intensive distribution, a strategy in which they stock their products in as many outlets as possible. These products must be available where and when the consumer wants them. By contrast, some producers purposely limit the number of intermediaries handling their product. The extreme form of this practice is exclusive distribution, in which the producer gives only a limited number of dealers the exclusive rights to distribute its product in their territories. Exclusive distribution is often found in the distribution of luxury brands. Between intensive and exclusive distribution lies selective distribution, the use of more than one but fewer than all of the intermediaries who are willing to carry a company products. Most consumer electronics, furniture, and home appliance brands are distributed in this manner. The producer and intermediaries need to agree on the terms and responsibility of each channel member. They should agree on price policies, conditions of sale, territory rights, and the specific services to be performed by each party. The producer should establish a list price and a fair set of discounts for the intermediaries. It must define each channel member's territory, and it should be careful about where it places new resellers. Suppose a company has identified several channel alternatives and wants to select the one that will best satisfy its long-run objective. Each alternative should be evaluated against economic, control, and adaptability criteria. Using economic criteria, a company compares the likely sales, costs, and profitability of different channel alternatives. The company must also consider control issues. Using intermediaries usually means giving them some control over the marketing of the product, and some intermediaries take more control than others. Other things being equal, the company prefers to keep as much control as possible. Finally, the company must apply adaptability criteria. Channels often involve long-term commitment, yet the company wants to keep the channel flexible so that it can adapt to environmental changes.
In today's worldwide marketplace, selling a product is sometimes easier than delivering it to consumers. Companies must figure out how to effectively store, handle, and move their goods and services so that they are available to customers in the right assortments, time, and locations. Logistic effectiveness has a significant influence on both client satisfaction and business expense. Marketing logistics can cover physical distributions entails the planner, implementations, and control of the physical flow of products, service, and related information from point of origins to site of consumption in order to satisfy the needs of consumer profitably. Supply chain management is the process of handle the upstream and downstream value-add flows of materials, finished products, and associated information between vendors and the business, resellers, and end user. As you can see on the figure, companies must gain the powerful competitive advantage by using improved logistics to give customers better service and lower prices. Next, improved logistics can yield tremendous cost saving to both company and its customer, followed by the explosions in product variety has created a need for improved logistic management. Lastly, more than almost any other marketing functions, logistics affects the environment and frames environmental sustainability efforts. Warehouse. A company must decide on how many and what types of warehouse it needs and where they will be located. Storage warehouse keep products for short to extend spans of time. In contrast, distribution centers are designed to move goods rather than store them. They are large and highly automated warehouses designed to receive goods forward plants and suppliers, take orders, fill them effectively, and deliver goods to customers as quickly as possible. For example, stations affect the pricing of product, delivering performance, and conditions of goods when they arrive. Logistic information management is the management of the flow of information, including customer orders, billing, inventory levels, and customer data. EMI, electronic data interchange, and VMI, vendor and managed inventory, is a
Now we move to chapter 13, retailing and wholesaling. In the objective number one, we will explain the role of retailer in the distribution channels and describe the major types of retailer. In the objective number two, we will describe the major retailer marketing decisions and in the market. Objective number three, we will discuss the major trends and development in retailing. And last one, we will explain the major types of wholesalers and their marketing decisions. So first, let's find out the definitions of retailing. Retailing includes all the activities involved in selling product or service directly to final consumer for their personal non-business use. Many institutions, manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers do retailing, but most retailing is done by retailer. Business wholesale come primarily from retailing. Retail plays a very important role in the most marketing channels. Retailers connect brand with consumer in the final phases of the buying process and at the point of purchase. In fact, many marketers are now embracing the concepts of software marketing. Process from product and brand development to logistics, promotions, and merchandising towards turning software into buyers as they approach the point of sales. Of course, every well-designed marketing effort focus on customer buying behavior. What differentiates the concepts of software marketing is the suggestion that this effort should be coordinated around the shopping process itself. Retail stores come in all shapes and sizes, from your local hairstyling salon of a family-owned restaurant to national specialty chains retailers such as REI or Williams Sonoma to mega discounters such as Costco or Walmart. The most important types of retail store are described in table uh, 13.1 and discussed in the following sections. They can be classified in terms of several characteristics, including the amount of service they offer, the breadth and depth of their product line. Well, and here's the table 13.1. First, we have a specialty store, a store that carry a narrow product line with a deep assortment, such as apparel store, sporting goods store, furniture store, florist, and bookstore. We have REI, Sunglass Hut, several Williams, Sonoma are an example, are examples. And secondly, department store, a store that carries several product lines, typically clothing, home furnishings, and etc., with each line operated as a separate department managed by specialists, buyers, or merchandisers. We have Macy's, Sears, Neiman Marcus. Uh, the third one, the supermarket, are relatively large, low cost, low machines, high volumes, the self-service operations designed to serve the consumer's total need for groceries and household products. We have Kroger, Public, Safeway, and Super Value for this one. And the fourth one, we have convenience store, a relatively small store located near residential areas, open 24 over 7 and carrying a limited lines of high turnover convenient products at slightly higher prices. We have 7-Eleven, Circle K, Speedway, and etc. And we have a discount store, a store that carries standard merchandise, so at lower prices with lower margins and higher volumes. Walmart, Target are examples. And the last one, superstore, a very large store that meets consumer total need for routinely purchased food and non-food items. This includes supercenters, combined supermarket and discount store, and category killers, which carry a deep assortment in a particular category. Walmart supercenters, super targets are examples of this one. And last one, we will find out about major types of retail organizations. First one, the corporate chain. Uh, uh, Two or more outlets that are commonly owned or controlled corporate chains appear in all types of retailing, but they are strongest in department store, discount store, food store, drug store, and restaurant. Secondly, voluntary change. Wholesalers sponsored group of independent retailers engage in group buying and merchandising. Third one, retailer cooperative. Group of independent retailer who jointly establish centers buying organizations and conduct joint promotions efforts. And the last one, franchise organizations, contractual associations between the franchisers, manufacturers, the wholesalers, or service organizations, and franchises. Independent business people who buy the rights to own and operate one or more unit in the franchise system.
Now we will take a closer look at how retailers apply the marketing strategy and marketing mix into their decision. Actually, the steps are completely the same, but they must be carried out in more detail. And no matter what the strategy is, retailers must know exactly who are their customers, and how to satisfy them, and who are their competitors. Then we will talk about the marketing mix. So the first B stands for the products. Retailers must decide upon three major product variables. Product assortment is the first one. The retailer's product assortment should differentiate it and while matching target shoppers' expectations. The second is services mix. It can also help set one retailer apart from another. For example, some retailers invite customers to ask questions or consult service representative in person or via phone or tablet. The final is the store atmosphere is another important element in the reseller's product store. Retailer want to create a unique store experience, one that suits the target market and moves customers to buy. When talking about the second B, which is the price decision, retailers can choose between the high markups or lower volume, which is in type of specialty store, whereas mini-mass merchandisers or discount stores seek for the low markups on higher volume. When talking about the promotion, there is a lot of things to mining out. The first promotion tool is advertising and followed by personal selling. Many retail stores like Walmart, they employ assertive staff that have customers to choose the best product according to their own needs and wants. So the third one would be sales promotion and followed by public relations. Moreover, direct and social media marketing are a great choice for a retailer to approach more customers. Nike is a leader in social media promotion with the highest followers in many sites, including Instagram. The last would be the place decision, selecting locations that are accessible to the target market in areas that is consistent with the positioning. So we have many types of distribution, such as the central business district, shopping center, or the power center, and lifestyle center, which is a mixed-use development. In current times, retailers are dealing with changing lifestyle and fierce competition for customer expenditure, so they need to figure out what is the current trend and catch it as soon as possible. The recession led to a decrease of many retailers' fortunes. Some low-price retailers are able to benefit from the quickness economy. However, most are experiencing tough times and use cost-cutting, price promotion, and add new value pitches. There is new retailing farms, including the pop-up store. Then the retailer just sell a limited edition at each pop-up store. So the fashionistas are hungry to seek for the store, and it also supports the trend to buy now. The rise of mega retailer. This trend has also its influence on the environment, switching out small competitors as vertical marketing system are formed. Mega retailers also save the power between retailers and producers due to their size and number of consumers. The next is global expansion of major retailers. Unique retailers are those with strong brands move to other countries, escaping saturated home markets. We have web rooming where customers search online and buy in store, which is different from the showrooming where they sit in the store and buy online. So it's a need for retailer to build a seamless omni-channel retailing, and it appears on such channels available out there, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, or they even sell it on YouTube, both online and in physical stores like ASOS or Amazon. Recently, they have published their own mobile app too. With virtual reality, customers can try on items or to a store from their comfort couch. As you can see, Chanel offers a virtual choice for every of its products, from lipstick to foundation. Hence, customers could easily know which color matches their skin tones. There is also a trend of green retailing, where retailers are adopting environmentally sustainable practices. They make a store environmentally friendly, clean up their product assortment, educate consumers, and together with suppliers and distributors, create more sustainable packaging and products. For example, under its People and Planet Positive sustainability strategy, Home Furnishing Retailer aka long-term goal is to become 100% sustainable.
Wholesalers sell mostly to those who are buying for resale or commercial use, as opposed to retailers who offer products and services directly to ultimate consumers for personal use. Wholesalers are often unknown to final consumers since they work behind the scenes. Nonetheless, they are crucial to their corporate clients. Wholesaling includes all the activity involved in selling goods and services to those buying them for resale or business use. Firms engaged primarily in wholesaling activities are called wholesalers. Producers use wholesalers rather than selling directly to retailers or consumers because wholesalers add value to product by performing one or more of the following channel functions: selling and promoting, buying and assortment building, book breaking, warehousing, transportation, financing, risk bearing, market information, and management services and advice. Wholesalers fall into three major groups: merchant wholesalers, brokers and agents, and manufacturers and retailers, branches and office. Wholesalers now face growing competitive pressures, such as more demanding customers or new technologies, so they must develop customer-driven marketing strategies and mixes that create value for customers and capture value in return. Here are some steps in wholesalers' marketing strategies.
Tight economic conditions have led to demands for even lower prices, and winning out suppliers who are not adding value based on cost and quality. Progressive wholesalers recognize that their only reason for existence comes added value, which occurs by increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of the entire market chain. For example, consider Cisco, the giant food distribution wholesaler, mapped up to its good things common principle, motto by presenting and delivering good and food service suppliers more independent